It's Nilvarcus here, and welcome back to another video about Crosswind, a pirate survival MMO that I just reacted to on my previous video. We got some new details on their Discord about the game, so I'm gonna go through those details and talk about them. So what really is Crosswind? It's gonna be a survival MMO with a pirate theme. The main things you're gonna be doing in this game is you're gonna explore a world, you're gonna gather stuff, you're gonna build bases, you're gonna make items, you're gonna fight hard bosses. They call the combat kind of a Souls-light, which is something we saw in the boss video already. You're gonna be sailing with your ship, you're gonna be fighting on the land and sea, you're gonna play alone or with friends, mostly a PvE, and there's gonna be a PvP, but we're gonna talk about that later. So first, there was a new post about the monetization of the game. The game is gonna be free. No. I know, here most people are gonna zone out from this video. The game basically has the trifecta of how to get scammed online, which is survival, MMO, and free to play. But you know, it's a free game, so only thing you're gonna be losing is your precious time if you try it out. But yeah, the game being free, how they plan on making money? Their plan is to sell cosmetics and convenience items. They want to allow the players to personalize their experience without affecting the gameplay balance. Obviously, the convenience items are always like a big question mark. They're on like the gray line of being kind of pay to win or not, so we'll see. Certain things you buy won't make you any stronger in the game, so no pay to win. But again, this is something I've heard so many times. I won't believe it until I see it kind of thing. They also seem to be thinking about the idea of selling full story parts later on in the game, which makes a lot of sense. It's kind of similar to like buying expansions in an MMORPG. You're basically paying for like getting more story or more content, so they want money stuff to be fair and not annoying, which is something I can always appreciate. Then there was some talks about how they plan on balancing the game around solo players and groups. The main idea is that games should be fun for everyone. You can play PvE solo and explore fine, and then there will be spots for people who like PvP. They're saying that they care more about fun gameplay than just making it hard. I think that's something that a lot of survival games kind of lack. They try to make the game so hard that they kind of reduce the fun aspect for a lot of people. So I'm really curious to see how they could plan on kind of balancing that out in this game. Then the next post was around PvP. The PvP is going to be optional. I can bet a lot of people are going to be happy to hear that PvP isn't optional in a survival game. If you just want a PvE, you can just play the story mode. Your base and gear are safe there, so you won't lose all your stuff to other players if you don't want to. For the PvP fans though, there will be an optional PvP zones on land and sea. These zones are for ship battles. You're going to be fighting over areas. You have like territorial conflict and open skirmishes. The goal is to have both PvE players that can build safely and play the game completely safe, then have places for PvP players to fight. I think personally this sounds pretty good. I'm a bit more biased towards the PvP side of things, so I kind of like it. I like fighting people that actually want to fight you. I don't want to go around and just murder players that don't really want to be killed, which is a lot of survival games have that kind of an option. But this kind of makes me question how MMO this game is going to be. So another kind of question mark here. Then there was a post talking about how survival game it will be. So the game's going to have building, crafting, getting resources, all the basic stuff from what you would expect from a survival game. But it's not going to be like a super hardcore survival game. They say it's more of a Valheim than the Long Dark. Survival is going to matter early on with like food, but there is no permadeath. Later, your focus is going to shift to like more exploring, fighting, story, and less about kind of the basic survival. You can also get like an AI crew to help you gather, craft, and repair later on, which is pretty cool. I actually really like this on like, well, the two games I have is Conan Exiles and Palworld, where you basically can have these like AI slaves doing all the work for you. And I really like that mechanic, so I'm quite happy to see that that's going to be in the game. He also gave us kind of an idea when there might be a playtest for the game. Right now, the idea is to have one in late April, so in like a month, we might be able to play it. But to be fair, it does seem like a bit of a far away for having any kind of meaningful early access or release. But if you want to sign up, you can go Steam and request access. So if you get lucky, you might be able to join this playtest. So yeah, that's pretty much all the new info on the Crosswind. The main points kind of were that it's going to be free to play with mostly cosmetic cash shop. The focus of the game is going to be mostly like PvE and story, which I'm sure is going to make a lot of players happy. The PvP is going to be completely optional with the specific zones where you're going to be able to fight other players. And the survival aspects are not going to be like super hardcore, which honestly sounds perfect for me. Also, the playtest is coming. They just need a bit more time. But yeah, to me, this sounds like they might be cooking a pretty good survival game. They seem to have a pretty clear idea of the downfalls of the other survival games and where they kind of fall short right now. And they seem to be like doing a lot of work trying to kind of combat that, making more of a story experience, which is cool, especially with the pirate theme. This might be the type of game that we don't really have, so that's why it's pretty exciting to me, at least. But yeah, tell me in the comments, what do you think about Crosswind? What do you think about this new information that we got for the game? Does it make you more excited, or are you still kind of questioning the game? Give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Crosswind content. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.